live போட்டியா? Yes. Sir, very happy morning to all.
Happy morning, sir.
So we are doing IDT. It is good morning with ANM. Happy morning with ANM. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So yesterday we have talked about the levy and collection, which is said in section 9 and section 5. Section 9 classified into 5 category, 9.1, 9.2, 9.3, 9.4, 9.5. The parallel section is 5, 5.1, 5.2, 5.3, 5.4, 5.5. 9.1 levy and collection of 9.2 levy of CGST on 9.3 notified RCM, 9.4 RCM from unregistered person, and 9.5 taxability of e-commerce operator. Sir, this is the section we are going to do today in detail. 9.4 RCM on notified goods or services. RCM on
Notified goods or
the government may, on the recommendation of council by notification, specify a class of registered person. Yes, they have specified that class of registered person called as builder. Called as builders or promoters. So builders or promoters are the specified person who are notified for the purpose of 9.4 for the time being. Okay, wow. Yes, who shall in respect of supply of specified category of dash or dash or dash received from an unregistered person. So if these guys are receiving anything from an unregistered person, the recipient is the person liable to pay GST on a reverse charge. Pay tax on a charge basis as the recipient of such supply of goods or services or both, and all provisions of this act shall apply to such a recipient as if he is the person liable to pay tax in relation to such supply of dash or dash or dash. Effective rate of GST on real estate sector for new project by promoters are follows. Understand one thing, for our syllabus tax rates are not applicable. Okay, wow. Yes, but still we are just referring that tax rate to study what is there in 9.4. 1% without ITC. Enna edukama? On construction of affordable houses. On construction of
affordable houses.
So houses, they are classifying into two categories. Affordable houses and other than affordable houses. Okay, wow. அப்போ 1% without ITC என்ன எடுக்காம construction of houses and affordable houses. Area is 60 square meters or 90 square meter in non-metros and value up to எத்தனை lakh? ஒரு வீட்டோட வேல்யூவே 45 lakhs தான் வருதுனா it's a small house. It is called as affordable house. எல்லாராலையும் afford பண்ண முடியும். அதனால எத்தனை percentage? 1%. Yes or no? And a builder should not take ITC. 5% without ITC if applicable on construction of all houses other than it is a percentage? 5%. Other than which is more than 45 lakhs. That means it's a bungalow. Are you really with me? Or commercial apartments such as shop, office, etc. in a residential in a project, real estate project, in which carpet area of the commercial apartment is not more than 15% of the total carpet area of all apartment. That means what, sir? ICA is saying that, government is saying that the houses can be classified into two categories, affordable houses and other than affordable houses. If it is affordable houses, 1% without ITC. If it is other than affordable houses, 5% without ITC. Right? But in order to enjoy that concessional tax rate of 1% and these conditions should be satisfied. Above tax rate shall be available subject to the following condition. We are having two conditions are there. ITC shall not be available. ITC shall not be available. That means you are a builder. You may be purchasing goods like cement, like bricks, like so many other items, steel, for the purpose of iron, for the purpose of construction of a building. Correct? Yes, so when you purchase those raw material which are input services and capital goods, you should pay GST. You should pay GST. That GST you should not avail as ITC. That means it should be ultimate revenue to the government. Puriyada. And on output, in the velakini veeda vittirikkiyo, in case we know that if the entire house is sold after completion certificate, it is neither supply of goods. If it is before completion certificate, GST is leviable. For that only we are learning the rates. If it is affordable housing, 1%, non-affordable housing, sir, when you are calculating that, don't take whatever ITC you have paid. Correct? Yes, number 2, 80%. This is a condition they are framing. 80% of what and what? Other than services by way of grant of NRI developmental right, long-term lease of land against upfront payment in the form of premium, salami, development charges, etc. or NSI, FSI, including NSI or electricity, high-speed diesel, motor spirit, natural gas used in dash the services shall be purchased from a person, registered person. Super sir, fantastic sir. What they are saying, you are a builder, okay wow. You are a builder means you require input, you require input services, you require capital goods, you require sir, you have to take the total amount you have incurred. In that, don't consider grant of what right? Development right. Long-term end of land, lease of land. Sir, don't take FSI, don't take electricity, don't take high-speed diesel, don't take motor spirit, don't take natural gas. Sir, that means other than this item, you need to build a house. Correct? Like bricks is required, cement is required, iron rod is required, sand is required, water is required. So these are, jelly is required. These are the things you require to manufacture or construct a house. Correct? Yes, sir. And the other item, other than these item, idella utru, electricity utru, high speed diesel utru, motor spirit utru, natural gas utru. Because for these item and all, no GST at all. Yes, because HP man is not at all leviable now. Correct? Yes, it is not collectible now as per 9(2) or 5(2). Next one, grant of developmental rights already naanga RCM set panni vechirukom. Correct? Yes sir, long-term lease of land. Appo total expenditure incurred by the constructor or builder renda pirichuko. Sir, these items like the listed items or other than an item, listed item. Other than an item, listed item. Adila ethana percentage? 80% should be from the registered person. Should be from that. That means adila 80% if it is from the person, registered person. My dear lovable students, hello. Then registered person would have collect GST from the builder. Yes, sir. That he won't take it as ITC. It become ultimate revenue to the. Then you collect either 1% on affordable housing or 5% on. That is the logic they are saying. However, if the value of dash and dash input services purchased from the MS supplier is less than 80%, promoter has to pay GST on N charge basis. Under 9(4), upper than 9(4) will be applicable. That means I am a builder, my dear lovable students. I am providing the construction services where I am the total input service and goods, capital goods. I am classifying into how many category? 2 categories. Listed item, other than listed item. Listed item is not subject to RCM at all. Yes sir. Basically listed items are not subject to GST at all. Then why are you talking about RCM? other than an item, listed item, classified into how many category? 2 category. At least 80% purchase from the person, registered person. Then 9(4) will not be applicable. Clarity. Sir, at least 90% has not been purchased from the registered person. Dash will be applicable. RCM under section 9(4) will be applicable. Then RCM applicable at the rate of ethanol percentage. 18%, not 5%, at the rate of on all such in supply to the extent short 80% of inward supply from the inner supplier, registered supplier. You are not supposed to pay RCM for 100%, only to the extent of ethanol percentage 80%. For example, 60% நான் வந்து registered person கிட்ட என்ன பண்ணிருக்கேன், purchase பண்ணிருக்கேன். அது 80% reach ஆகி எவ்வளவு percent, அந்த 20% நீ என்ன பண்ணணும்னா ரைட்டா. Further, the cement is received from என்ன person, அந்த என்ன சார் லிஸ்டில் என்ன இருக்கு, cement இருக்குனா promoter shall pay tax on supply of such cement on என்ன charge basis under N4 at the applicable rate which is எத்தனை percentage, 28%. உனக்கு சிமெண்ட் வந்திருக்குனா அதுக்கு 18% RCM கட்டினா பத்தாது, எத்தனை percent கட்டணும்? Moreover, GST on என்ன goods shall be paid by the promoter on என்ன charge basis under section 9(4) at the N rate, applicable rate. Are you really with me? So this is a notification has been kept under 9(4). Shall we have a quick analysis of that notification? What they are saying is inward supply. என்ன supply? Inward supply to யாரு or யாரு? Promoter or builder. சொல்ல பார்க்கலாம். Promoter or builder. Inward supply to the promoter or can be classified into 2 categories. Can be classified into number 1, input and input services. சொல்ல பார்க்கலாம். The first category is input and input services. ஒத்துக்கிறியா? Number 2, the second one, capital goods. இது ரெண்டா பிரிக்கலாம் இல்லையா? Because இந்த சார் இங்க பாரு, moreover GST on capital goods அப்படின்னு சொல்லி தனியா சொல்றாங்க. அப்ப input and input services ஒரு கேட்டகரியில சொல்றாங்க, சார் capital goods அதர் கேட்டகரியில சொல்றாங்க. இந்த inputs and input services ஹலோ சார் ரெண்டா பிரிக்கலாமா? Yes sir. Sir, listed item other than listed item. Listed items are, what are the examples of listed item? Petroleum, HP man and sir FSI, long term lease, all those items. Then other than an item, listed item. Other than listed item. So we are having listed item, other than listed item. Leave this n item, listed item. Don't include this listed item when you are calculating 80% condition. Are you really with me? But the other than n item, listed item, have a check, my dear lovable students. Are you purchased from registered person or NSR unregistered person? Correct? So number category situation number 1, purchased from another more than எத்தனை percentage, 80% from என்ன person, registered person, more than 80% from registered person. Correct இல்லையா? Yes sir. அப்போ other than listed item I have purchased more than எத்தனை percentage, 80% from என்ன person, registered person. என்னப்பா clarity இருக்காப்பா? Then the condition has been satisfied. That is the condition to be satisfied. Yes sir. Then sir, actually 9(4) RCM will not be applicable. Not 9(4) RCM apply ஆக வேண்டிய. So if I have purchased more than 80% from registered person means I purchase only sir less 20% or less than 20% from the other person, unregistered person. That is allowed in the act. Yes or no? அந்த என்ன person கிட்ட இருந்து unregistered person கிட்ட இருந்து purchase பண்ணது சிமெண்ட் இருக்கான்னு பார்க்கணும். அப்படி என்ன இருக்குனா சிமெண்ட் இருக்குனா for that RCM will be applicable. Are you really with me? So purchased from more than எத்தனை percentage, 80% from registered person. That means purchased 20% from என்ன person, unregistered person. We have to analyze whether this contain cement other than cement. Are you really with me? இதுல cement ஓட portion எவ்வளோ, other than cement ஓட portion எவ்வளோ. இதுல cement ஓட portion will be taxable at RCM under 9 subsection 4 at the rate of, what is the rate said? 18%. So RCM at 28%. RCM at 28%. Are you really with me? Sir, other than cement, sir, not required. RCM not applicable because 80% of the purchases has been made from the registered person. Are you really with me? Upon the other balance 20% plus cement illata where item RCM katta vendiya. Okay, but situation number 2, purchases, correct? From a person, registered person is less than etna percentage? 80%. The situation number 1, purchases from registered person is cement, RCM at 20%. Other than cement, no RCM. Clarity? Yes, next one, sir. Purchases from registered person less than etna percentage? That means what they are saying, balance purchases from a person, unregistered person. Correct? இங்க வா சார், எஸ் இங்க வா, தெளிவா பாத்துக்கோ. இங்க வந்து registered person கிட்ட 80% வாங்கல இல்லையா? அப்போ what rule is saying that up to எத்தனை percentage? 80% RCM will be applicable. Correct? So you have to critically analyze that. Classified into how many category? 2 category. Up to எத்தனை percentage? 80%. Beyond 80%. Are you really with me? Are you really with me? Up to எத்தனை percentage? 80%. You have to classify the things into 2 category. Correct? Cement other than cement. Cement other than cement. Follow பண்றியா? Cement RCM at எத்தனை percentage? 28%. Sometimes my up to 80%. Hello sir, இன்னும் ரீச் ஆகல. அதுக்குள்ள சிமெண்ட் இருந்தா அந்த சிமெண்ட்க்கு எத்தனை % கட்டுவ? 28% கட்டுவ. அதர் தான் என்ன இருந்தா? சிமெண்ட் இருந்தா RCM at 18% because 80% டச் பண்ற வரைக்கும் RCM கட்டிட்டே இருக்கும். புரியுது உனக்கு? கான்செப்ட் புரியுது? சார் beyond எத்தனை %? 80%. Again you have to check what is there or not. Cement other than cement. புரியுதா? இந்த சிமெண்ட்க்கு RCM at எத்தனை %? 28%. Other than cement, sir, not taxable because on the remaining 20% in the provision inga apply ஆயிடும். புரியுதா இல்லையா? அப்போ what you have to critically analyze is, sir, இங்க வா, I'm recalling once again for you, sir, inward supply to the promoter or builder. Classified how many category? 2 category. Number 1, input and input services, capital goods. In that input and input services classified into how many category? 2 category. Listed item, other than listed item. That means when you count that 80%, don't consider the listed item because those items are not covered under the ambit of what at all? GST at all. But other than an item, listed item, you have to check whether purchases has been made from a registered person up to 80% or not. Okay, wow. Sir, if you are purchases from a person, registered person, it's more than 80%, 80% condition has been satisfied. That means you understood that the balance 20% has been purchased from the unregistered person. If that balance 20% unregistered person include dash or not. If cement is there, 9(4) RCM will be applicable. The promoter is liable to pay RCM at the rate of 28%. For other item is not supposed to pay RCM. Clarity? Sir, if from the registered person I have not even purchased etna percentage? 80%. Till 80% for cement and for all other item also RCM will be applicable. Correct? Are you really with me what I am talking to you? So up to etna percentage balance purchase from unregistered person clear? Up to 80% items has to be classified into how many category? 2 categories. Cement other than cement. Cement RCM will be applicable at the rate of 28%. Other than cement RCM will be applicable at the rate of 18%. Clarity? With regard to beyond etna percentage? 80%. That means for the remaining 20%, the initial provision will be applicable. You have to analyze whether there is N or not, cement or not. Cement is that, then RCM will be applicable at the rate of 28%. For other item, no need to pay tax under section N494. Appreciate pandriya. Now coming to the N goods man, capital goods classified into how many category? 2 category. For this capital goods, 80% condition will not be applicable. Correct? Sir, padi, sir, purchase from. Sollu paakala, enadhu? Registered person. That means you purchase a plant and machinery from registered person. He himself would have collected tax at NSCM. Tax at NSCM. So taxable at FCM. Nee RCM idu katta vendiya because you purchased enna goods, capital goods from a person, registered person. He himself would have collected tax. So taxable at NSCM. But purchased from a person, unregistered person. Purchased from then GST payable. GST is what? GST payable at applicable rate. At என்ன rate? அதுக்கு ஃபிக்ஸடா 28% 18% இல்ல. நீ வாங்குற கேபிட்டல் குட்ஸ்க்கு என்ன ரேட் இருக்கோ அந்த ரேட் நீ ஆர்சிஎம்மா கட்டணும். அப்ரிஷியேட் பண்ற நீ. I'm moving and I'm reading this part once again. Then you'll be having a clarity. From this only we have prepared the chart. This English lines only convert into chart. Sir, we have understood one thing. For affordable housing, it is 1%. For other than affordable housing, it is 5%. In order to enjoy that concessional rate of 1% and this condition should be satisfied. Number one, ITC shall not be available. Okay, va? ITC shall not be available. Na முதல்ல நீ GST pay பண்ணிருக்கணும்ல. GST registered person கிட்ட இருந்து வாங்கி இருந்தா தான pay பண்ணிருப்ப. அதனால தான் கண்டிஷன் வைக்கறாங்க 80% of what and what. சார் இந்த லிஸ்ட்ல இன்புட் அண்ட் இன்புட் சர்வீஸ் தான் சொல்லியிருக்காங்களே தவிர யாரும் சொல்லல. அதனால தான் சார்ட்ல ரெண்டா பிரிச்ச இன்புட் அண்ட் இன்புட் சர்வீசஸ் அண்ட் என்ன குட்ஸ். கேபிட்டல் குட்ஸ்க்கு 80% கண்டிஷனே கிடையாது. இன்புட் அண்ட் இன்புட் சர்வீஸ் தான் என்ன கண்டிஷன் 80%. So 80% of what and what. These are listed items. Other than service by of grant of development rights, long-term lease of land, sir, FSI or electricity, high-speed diesel, motor spirit, natural gas used in supplying the service shall be purchased from n person. So the condition is that 80% of other than listed items should be purchased from n person. If you are purchasing at least 80% from the n person, registered person, then we don't have any problem. The 20% you can purchase from what also. However, if the value of dash and dash purchased from n person is less than n person, promoter has to pay GST on n charge basis under N4 94 at the rate of n person. All such n supply to the extent short of n percentage of inward supply from registered person. In case நீ 60% தான் என்ன பண்ணிருக்க purchase registered person கிட்ட இருந்து purchase பண்ணிருக்க. ரிமைனிங் எத்தனை percent இருக்கு 20% இருக்கு. நீ என்ன பண்ணியாவணும் RCM ல tax கட்டியாவணும் at the rate of 18%. But further where cement is received from n person, promoter shall pay tax on supply of such cement on n charge basis under section N4 at the rate applicable which is எத்தனை percentage. அந்த ஷார்ட்டுக்குள்ள யார் இருக்காங்கன்னா சிமெண்ட் இருக்காங்கன்னா 18% கட்டினா பத்தாது 28% கட்டணும். கிளாரிட்டி சார். மோர் ஓவர் GST on என்ன குட்ஸ் கேபிட்டல் குட்ஸ் shall be paid by the யாரு on என்ன சார்ஜ் பேசிஸ் under section 94 at the n rate. That's why we have classified like this. Inward supply to the promoter or builder can be classified in how many category? Two category. Enna and enna. Input and input services and enna goods. Input and input services can be classified in how many category? Two category. Enna item. Listed item other than listed item. Because when I calculate 80%, I am not supposed to include the listed item. So other than n item, listed item purchases more than percentage 80% from the n person. That means you have purchased more than 20% from the unregistered person. It is allowed in the act, but you have to check whether in that 20% what is that. If cement is there, RCM at 28%. If cement is not there, RCM will not be applicable. 94 will not be applicable. Appreciate pandrani. Sir, whereas the purchases from the registered person is less than percentage 80%. That means balance you have purchased from the person, unregistered person. You have to touch up to percentage 80%. Up to 80%, the RCM under 94 will be applicable. For that RCM at the rate of 28% for the item of cement. For other than cement, RCM at the rate of 18%. But beyond percentage, actually 94 will not be applicable. But cement, sir, 94 will be applicable. So cement is always mandatory RCM, correct? Yes, sir. RCM at the rate of 28%. Beyond 80%, up to 100% I am talking about. Okay, wow. Other than cement, not taxable. With regard to the capital goods, if you are purchasing from a person, registered person, he himself would have collected GST, so taxable at SCM. But if you are purchasing from a person, unregistered person, GST is payable at the applicable rate. This is the analysis of 94. I have critically analyzed 94. This is the item which has been added, notified under 9 subsection 4. So only one supply has been notified, my dear lovable students, which is builder. Sir, for that, the houses can be classified into two categories: affordable housing, other than affordable housing. Affordable housing, 1% without taking ITC is condition number 1, and 80% of the purchases other than listed items should be from the registered person is the condition number 2. Sir, if you still want, if your purchases are even less than எத்தனை percentage? 80% from the என்ன person? And registered person, still you want to enjoy that concession rate of 1% or 5%, no problem. You fall under 9(4), you pay tax at RCM, then it is equal to your purchase from என்ன person? Registered person. இப்போ அவங்க கலெக்ட் பண்ணிருந்தா 18% டாக்ஸ் கலெக்ட் பண்ணிருப்பாங்க மெட்டீரியலுக்கு, கரெக்ட்டா? சார், அந்த டாக்ஸ் நீ எதுல கட்டு? RCM ல கட்டு. அப்படினா it is equal to you purchase from என்ன person? Registered person. Enjoy 1% or 5% as the case may be. For that we are classifying the item into two categories: input and input services, capital goods. Input and input services classified into two categories: listed item, other than listed item. Listed item will not be counted. Are you all really with me? Other than listed item, the value of the listed item, sir, you have to check whether you have purchased from the registered person up to 80% or less than 80% from the registered person. If you have already purchased 80% from the என்ன person? Registered person, actually 9(4) will not be applicable. But in the balance 20%, who should not be there? Cement should not be there. If cement is there, you are liable to pay tax at 28% because cement is a very costly item. Are you agree with me? Yes, sir. The next one, sir. Number 2, sir, you have not even purchased 80% from the என்ன person? Reach up to 80%. In that, you are liable to pay RCM under 9(4). Correct? Sir, in that if cement is there 28%, as for other item, you are liable to pay RCM under the rate of 80%. Sir, beyond 20%, actually you are not liable to pay RCM. But inside that, who is there? Cement is there. RCM will be applicable at the rate of 28%. Clarity? For the remaining, you are not liable to pay RCM. Next one, sir. With regard to capital goods, you purchase capital goods from a registered person, he himself would have collected GST. Sir, if he is from an unregistered person, you are liable to pay GST as per 9(4), as per at the end rate, applicable rate. With this we can say that we have analyzed the 9th subsection for notification. I believe that you would have enjoyed this a lot. This is important, very important, and very, very important for examination. This chart you can take from the YouTube if you want. Enjoy your studies. As I said yesterday, sir, my dear lovable students, ஒரு successful person ஓட குவாலிட்டியே consistency தான். கன்சிஸ்டண்டா நீங்க வேலை செய்யறதா இருந்தீங்கன்னா 2 மாசம் March and April, if you are doing very consistently, don't worry about what you have completed, what you have to be completed. Sir, concern about what you have completed. ஒரு நாளும் நம்மளோட ஸ்டடீஸுக்கும் அறிவுக்கும் வேல்யூ அடிஷன் இன்க்ரீஸ் பண்ணுங்க, ஹாப்பியா கேரி பண்ணுங்க. அப்படி பண்றதா இருந்தா அட்லீஸ்ட் இன்னைக்கு ஒரு 2 மார்க் 3 மார்க் நம்மளோட பாக்கெட்ல ஆட் பண்ணிக்கலாம். அப்படி ஒரு நாள் நம்ம ஆட் பண்றதுமே நம்மளோட எக்ஸாமினேஷன்ல ஹெல்ப் பண்ணுமான்னு கேட்டா கண்டிப்பா ஹெல்ப் பண்ணும். இந்த மேதா எந்த வகையான மாற்ற கருத்தும் இல்ல. We'll meet tomorrow for analyze the coming section. Till that, thank you. Bye from me.